This is Racer Radio on AM 1170 The Answer. If it's a car, motorcycle, boat, or anything else with an engine in San Diego, it's on Racer Radio. Now, here's your host, Dave Stahl.
All right, folks, welcome, Racer Radio. I'm Dave.
And I'm Michelle.
All right, well, we were going to have a caller call in, but she was going to try to call in from
the NHRA
Pomona,
finals.
Which, if anybody has been
noisy.
to the NHRA at Pomona, there's not a lot of chatting during the car race.
Speaking of which, Britney and I were there on Friday, and we ran into each other at the end, but we both got
YouTube
our
clusters. Where are you? I don't know. I can't see it. Well, where are you? I don't know.
Because I was in the cheat
what side of the track are you on? Well, I don't know. What side of the track are you on?
Box.
She's in the press box where it was cold. I was sweating in general admission.
It was freezing in the press room.
I was going through this dissertation for 20 minutes, and then finally Britney says, Steve says we're leaving.
I'm sorry. She goes, sorry. Steve says we're leaving. And then we ran into each other as we were leaving. And so it was okay.
So, Britney, I just have to say, since that was your very first experience at NHRA, what would you say? What if you were to tell somebody, should they go, should they not go?
You absolutely have to go and experience it
One
yourself.
time at least.
I'm having trouble explaining the literal feeling.
Yeah, you can't.
And that feeling led to like giddiness. I was like a little kid the whole day, just holding my arm.
And if you weren't prepared, especially when the top fuel dragsters and the funny cars lit off, if you weren't ready, you were shocked.
Yeah, I'm glad I was told to bring earplugs. That is a must.
What?
That is a must.
What pinhead told you that?
I did. I'll take full credit.
Thank you.
No.
Being
Just
the
put your
mom.
fingers in your ears. It works just as
Oh, it was
Dave.
so fun because
No.
I went right up to the fence. I was as close as my general admission would get me. And I stayed there and I kept looking back at Steve. Can we stay here for another race? He's all, yeah. Like he was totally into it.
Oh.
We want to go to the Winter Series in February now. I've already talked to a few people. You have to feel it.
Mm-hmm. You do. You feel it. And
Even overseeing it, you have to
since she's
feel
been
it.
on the show, what we need to do is include her and get her press credentials.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that way, if I can't go, you two guys can go.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
disaster that would be, but I mean, at least you two guys could
Disaster.
go.
It would be
He
a
left
great
us at
disaster.
the helm. What was
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, I
last
know the
week or
station
so?
hasn't been right since.
Oh, well.
But that's okay. No, you guys did a phenomenal job, and I got a lot of good responses back off of it. A little more giggling than most, but other than that, you guys were having a blast, and that was the main thing.
And
Okay.
I learned a lot too. Sorry, but that was actually pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
the exoskeleton earlier today. Every
Yeah,
time
I
I
know.
tune in, I learn something.
Well, and that's kind of the premise of the show. You know, we try to, educate, not just like if you were listening to the first hour, that was strictly on taking care of your car, detailing.
Oh, I was listening, and now I feel so guilty. I haven't waxed in over a year.
I know.
So now I feel guilty. I was really feeling
and
down.
that thing that you didn't wax is an investment because you
I
didn't.
know.
But if you only paid $500 for it, then it's okay.
No, hey.
No.
It's because I've been putting time and money to my race car.
Yeah, but you could shine
Yeah.
up that race car and go faster than him.
Oh, I waxed my race car.
Yeah, but are you doing it properly?
Probably not.
You need to clay bar it.
If you drop the clock,
WD-40.
don't pick it up.
WD-40.
WD-40.
Yeah.
There's my guy. I had a 37
Oh, my mom
Plymouth.
does that. Oh, yeah.
I used to wash it in solvent,
Yep.
and it looked good when it was wet. But the minute it dried, boy, it looked terrible.
Oh,
It
when we
looked
go on first or second, we all
Oh,
sit down with WD-40. So we can clean it off for the next time we go out on the track.
Oh, okay.
Just, you know how
Tricks of the
WD-40
trade.
got its name?
It was the 40th trial or
Very
something, right?
good.
Yeah,
There's a
very
girl
good.
that knows what she's
I'm
so,
ready.
who's your guest?
Robert Peters, Rookie of the Year for the Dwarf Division out at Verona.
I should write
All right.
that down.
Just,
Robert.
Drop that one on us, Robert.
Welcome
Yes.
to the studio.
Thank you very much.
And how long have you been racing?
This is my first year.
No.
Makes him the rookie. Just
Well,
sorry.
yeah, but I didn't know if he did something else like, motorcycles or some,
Well, let's back it up. What caused you to do this?
Yeah.
I want to know
yeah,
this. Why did you
yeah.
join the most fun division out of Verona?
Actually, it's a funny story. I had a dune buggy, and it was starting to be on its last leg, so I put it on Craigslist, and I saw a Dwarf car on there, and I just decided to ask him, hey, you want to trade, maybe? And the kid called me up the next day, came down, and we traded straight across.
No, and that was the end.
And that was the end.
Was that a year ago?
That was 1 year ago, actually, yeah.
Wow.
Right
Did you
before
see
the
us run ever? Or you're just like, I'm
I've been
it?
up there a couple times, but never. Dwarf car wasn't even in my mindset. I was looking for a bigger car actually, but I seen the Dwarf and I was like, oh. And then I heard tons of good things about them, and
So you'd never driven a Dwarf in your life?
never.
You buy it,
Yep.
you take it to the track, And now you're Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
Wow.
You raced the first race, didn't you?
The very first
season?
race, yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do to get ready?
Opened his eyes.
Yeah.
Did you open your eyes the first time you went into
Actually,
a turn
the very
with
first,
20 of us on the...
The very first race was down in El Centro, that race.
Oh, you ran that one.
I ran that one, and I was super nervous. And we got done with hot laps, and the whole right side of my car fell off. So then
it fell off.
It fell off. The lower A-arm, or the lower arm, and the ball joint and everything came completely off. We didn't prep the car.
Wait, you hadn't even looked.
You mean to tell me you bought it?
Bought it and drove it. Bought it and drove it.
I like the way this guy
That is
operates.
major cojones.
Oh my!
It's scary if he's in front of you.
Right?
Well,
It's
only
not
at
like
the
that anymore,
And
though.
who was that crew chief again?
That's Tristan Peters.
Tristan.
That's
Jack
my
that
son
mic
there.
over there. So, how
Say
old
hello.
are you, Tristan?
16.
And you're the crew chief? Mm-hmm. And you can yell at him? Not
Tell
really.
him what to do, right? Yeah.
Not really. Yeah. Are you planning on getting into the driver's seat? Hopefully.
Yep. Hopefully he gets a new car and then I'm moving to his old car.
All right. Remember what I told you about
double
crew chiefs?
trouble.
You got to keep that in mind when you're. Don't be a crew chief forever. Now you got to get it out there. So,
All right.
have you raced at all yourself?
No.
So, how do you become a crew chief? I mean, was it a quick learn?
No. It kind of still learning.
Yeah.
Well, I
That's
think he
me
fell
also.
off on the first race.
Well, but he didn't have nothing to do with
Oh,
that
okay.
because you didn't prep the car right before the race. But I think, wouldn't you say, because you're hanging out in a group of dwarf cars, that being a crew chief is not as difficult as if you were in a different series where nobody would talk to you. Because at least you got people that'll say, "Hey, I'm watching you go into that. You need to do this, this, and this." And I think that's the key.
And
But you
you're
having
parked
fun?
next to Phil, too. You know Phil. You've interviewed Phil, and he was been in the pits with Phil.
Right.
So I'm sure he's exchanged
Everybody
a lot
works
of
together.
information. Yeah.
Yeah, Phil, actually, the very first race, my front end fell off. He jumped in right away and took
Pulled it
over.
back up?
He took over. I didn't even touch it. He said, "Stay away from the car. You're not even supposed to touch it." And him his
He's got a
crew and
good
everybody,
crew.
Neil and Raz, yeah, they all jumped on it right away and put my car back together and got me back out on the track.
How sweet is
That's how
that?
the dwarfs run.
Yeah, everybody up there, amazing.
Well,
Super.
and that's the key, and that's why people, when you think of motorsports, and you got to go to Barona and support these local tracks, and you got into. I mean, you're not spending an arm and a leg on this.
No,
series.
not at all. Actually, I was surprised. I mean, unless something catastrophic happens or big wrecks or something like that, it's fairly cheap. I bring 5 gallons of gas, a tire every couple races, and it's actually fairly cheap, for how much fun it is. It's unreal.
The fun factor per dollar is well worth it.
Yeah. So he beat you out of Rookie of the Year.
I'm not a rookie anymore, Dave.
Oh, you're old school. You're seasoned now.
I'm seasoned.
Were you a rookie
Sportsman.
before? I mean, did you get Rookie of the Year before?
No, I was second in that.
Oh,
Yes.
who got rookie
That's
that year?
okay.
Who got Rookie that year?
Sexton, her first name
Oh,
is
yeah,
escaping me
yeah.
right now.
I know. The Sexton family.
Yes. the Sexton
Everybody
family.
races in that family, even the
They're
grandmother,
bred
the
to-
grandfather.
Yes.
Well, that was a lot. That's a lot of racing heritage, Even though
Yes.
the person that won it, wasn't as hasn't been doing it, but the family's been doing it forever.
Yeah. No, it's good. My car fell apart every other race. As well.
Really,
But yeah.
Loctite.
Yeah. But it's cool to think that he'll be out there, the
Mm-hmm.
crew chief here, because then we will have 3 father-son
Yeah.
duos
Oh,
out there. We
yeah.
have the Browns, Bobby Brown and Darren Brown, the Dodds, Kyle and Bill Dodd, and then to have you 2.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
We'll have to
I'm
bring them all.
excited.
That's who we'll need on KUSI
I
on
know.
Father's Day. Or
Oh, for
around
sure.
Father's
Let's do
Day.
that.
Get all 3.
That-
Yeah. So,
And
most
their cars.
important, who's your sponsors?
I got a couple sponsors. I got Giggle Puff, obviously, is my main one. Little Darlings.
He said,
Excuse me, Giggle Up.
Yeah.
Brittany, I didn't know you were
well-
sponsoring cars.
I did ask him, are we going to call you that?
Yeah. That's a family clothing line kind of thing that we started up a long time ago.
Okay,
But
for little kids.
No.
Come on, Giggle Puff.
Yeah.
Would you
yeah.
wear a Giggle Puff?
Well, I don't know.
I didn't think so.
Depending on who asks.
Okay, so Giggle Puff is your sponsor. Who
Right.
else?
Little Darlings, Fast Image Factory, and ASI, the White Glove guys.
Oh,
Sweet. All right, now we're going to get to take a break. I wanted to make sure. Oh, the white glove guys. I like those guys.
Yeah.
yeah.
They come to my house
Yep.
and they bring their gloves.
That's probably me.
It probably is you.
I work there.
Then that probably is why that is what it is. No, I'm serious. You guys, I've had them come out, did my my maintenance, my tune-up.
Yep.
Fix a couple things. Not to worry, we'll take care of it.
Yep.
It's the kind of place I'd highly recommend. Family-owned and operated.
Yes, they are.
Yes. Great 5-star service. Unbelievable. All right, let's take a quick break. We come back. Then we're going to do the Barona segment brought to you by Barona Speedway. Stay tuned. I'm Dave.
I'm Michelle.
And this is AM 1170.
The Answer.
Welcome back. You ought to hear the show off air. This is Racer Radio. I'm Dave.
I'm Michelle. Yeah, the off-air stuff is so much better.
It's always a lot of fun. And this segment is brought to you by Barona Speedway. If you've not been out to Barona, folks, you got to do it. Got to keep that track alive.
Yes.
And let me tell you, if you meet the people that are sitting in this room out there, you'll go back week after week after week because it is family. You don't have to know anything about racing. And our guest, Robert Peters, is right here. He never raced a Dwarf car, walked out there, and boom.
Yeah.
Now he's Rookie of the Year.
Look at him. So if he can do it, right?
Absolutely.
We all have a shot.
So Robert, so now you got into this pretty young or pretty late in life.
Yeah.
From a racing. I mean, your son probably had, that type of thing.
Right.
But it's a good thing to show that it doesn't make any difference how old you are.
Not at all. Not at all.
It has nothing to do with age.
Nope. Especially how safe the cars are and stuff like that. And like how you said at the beginning, we knew absolutely nothing when we started this. Everybody's helped us so much up there and so nice. Everything. I mean,
sure. And if you have a part break, somebody's going to give you a part. If you ever got into that.
Oh, yeah.
And you do the same thing. I mean,
even if it's their last part, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
If they're broke, they'll keep them on the track.
Well, I always liked the joke back in the day when NASCAR was, in its infancy. It was not uncommon for you to walk out to your car and see it's jacked up and the lower control arm's missing. Well, because they wrecked it in the race, and you can't go to a parts house. So next best, just put a note. I'll give it back to you after the race. That type of thing.
Right.
That has since gone away, unfortunately. But I think your grassroots tracks still have that mentality. I don't know if you're going to go out in the parking lot and take some guy's car part off, but. The point is, when you go to a small track like Barona, Paris, Irwindale, these are family. I mean, when you go to these, you end up knowing everybody, and everybody knows you, and they'll help you, and it's fun. For $10, I don't know anything else around town that's as much fun. Just to spectate.
Yeah, exactly. And I can't thank the spectators enough, all the support that we get when we go out and how many fans we got out there. It's amazing.
Let's not forget Dirt Dude, because he kind of gets left out in the weeds every once in a while. There's a phenomenal announcer that works under some very, very difficult conditions.
Right.
He doesn't have the greatest equipment. He doesn't have the big sound systems. He doesn't have a booth, does he?
I think he just walks around.
He wears a long sleeve jersey when it's 100 degrees. He's in the shade or in the sun.
And his shorts. Don't forget his shorts.
Yeah. He does do a good job filling in when someone's flipped upside down and they have a lot of time on his hands.
But Dirt Dude does a really good job keeping everybody informed, and
he walks through the pits too.
Yeah.
Early in the day, he'll walk through and catch up with some things.
Right.
Yep.
Well, that's what announcers do. Because if you don't get a relationship with your people, then it's pretty hard to call the action. Another stellar announcer was Tom McGrath out of Cajon Speedway. That guy would be at the track at the minute it opened these doors, and he'd be in the pits all afternoon, finding out what problems are or what are you doing, and just the latest gossip, I guess you could say, and use that as fodder when he was doing his show. No, it's. I think it's great. And by the way, congratulations on the new one coming.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Soon.
How sweet is that?
Another racer.
Yeah.
I have a sneaky feeling.
Yeah, mini Dwarf.
Does mom drive?
Not if I'm in the car.
Gotcha. No, I do. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, he doesn't like people driving him.
No, I do not like people driving. No,
nervous wreck.
He likes to be the driver.
Yeah. I've had some bad experience. As a service manager for 30 years. And letting the customer drive you? What was I?
Right.
Mine.
I feel honored that you let me drive.
You drive fine. You're a little.
I'll take it. That's a huge compliment.
Well, you're a little. We did a press event, and we were in a side by side. She's never been in a side by side before. It was the new Polaris Turbo.
Right.
Is it XZR, ZRX, or what? The Razor. It was a Razor.
RZR, I think, is what it was.
So she's hammering down. We're on these fire trails.
Atta girl.
And next thing I know, here comes the tail end. This is not going to be good. Here it comes. She cuts into it. And all right, that's cool. She's did that. She's heading to the berm. And, I look, she got a grin on her face, goes up the berm, comes back down the berm, kicks it out again, and then hammers it, and we go straight down.
Perfect.
That sounds better than fine.
Yeah.
No, I was pleasantly surprised, to be flat honest with you, because I have had the Wetsky scared out of me more times. Oh, guess who's on the line?
Is it Didi?
I don't know where she found a quiet. Everybody crank a set of headphones.
Yeah, because Didi's at NHRA, so she had to find a quiet place.
Yeah, so we're going to do
Pomona.
that. So let me get my ear cans
All
on.
righty.
So, hey, Didi, are you at NHRA?
Yes, I am.
Oh, my gosh. Is this your first experience?
Oh, no, I've been here before, 10 years ago, though.
Oh, 10 years. Okay, so this is old hat to you.
Oh, yes.
Hey, I understand you have a special date you want to talk to everybody about.
I do. On November 16th is Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Day. So we're asking everybody to wear purple, post purple pictures on social media, light your house up with purple. Anything to bring awareness to pancreatic cancer would be very appreciated. Pancreatic cancer right now has surpassed breast cancer. It is the number 3 cancer-killing disease.
And that's men and women.
Men and women, and it's now a 30-something-year-old disease. It's no longer a 70-something-year-old disease. And 71% don't make it past the first year of diagnosis.
Yeah, so we definitely need to start throwing some revenues at this pancreatic cancer, because this is not, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is not supported by the government, is it?
Not yet. We're trying to get funding. We're trying to sign petitions because breast cancer's got so much awareness compared to pancreatic cancer. So we're trying to even get NFL to wear purple or, anything like that to bring awareness.
Right. Or NASCAR,
NASCAR, anything to bring awareness, because we need to find a cure, because this is a killer.
Right. Well, awareness is one thing. Funding is everything.
Exactly, because the funding you can do trials with to see what can cure it possibly. So.
Right. And like I said, again, it's like you said, everybody knows about breast cancer, but hardly that many people. The only people that know about pancreatic are the ones that are affected. And that's not the message we want to get out. We want people that are not affected to jump on the bandwagon and help out in every way. And purple is a great color, and I think it's a great... So what's going to happen on the 16th? It's just that's the day of. Are you doing anything special?
I will be wearing purple. I've been posting on Facebook all kinds of information about how to demand for better care and cures and all that kind of good stuff. I'm probably going to drive around and take pictures of purple buildings, because there are a couple buildings that are going to be lit up in purple to help bring awareness.
I got an idea.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Britney's car would look great. Wouldn't your car look great purple?
This is a true statement. We do have a very purple number 99, Darren Brent, already. So I don't want to take Darren's purple.
Well,
mine is a shade of purple.
But you could be a different shade of purple.
Yeah. I will work on that. I'm hoping.
In fact, wouldn't that be cool if all the dwarfs had some purple on them?
A lot of us have the purple stride
Do
sticker.
they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
We could do purple wheel covers for everybody.
That's
see?
a good idea.
Yeah, and that's not overly expensive, right?
Not at all. Actually, my son makes them. So
That's a
And you'll
really
sell them cheap, right? Yeah, he's shaking his head. You can tell he's been on radio before.
That's
because there you go, Didi. See, that's what we talk about, awareness, and then you get some of these cars, decked out, and then you need to start tomorrow contacting all the TV stations about bringing a car to the studio just to bring awareness to pancreatic cancer.
Right, exactly. And not even TV stations, hotels or government buildings or...
Any place that you could, just display the car. You were going to say something?
May I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
I was just wondering, as far as awareness as, say, a patient, the symptoms that we should all look for, and are we allowed to ask our doctors or demand that our doctors screen for this?
Oh, good point. Good questions. What do you think, kid?
The point is that there's no detection. Nobody knows what
triggers
can bring it on. Everybody's different because most people come in with a back or a belly pain. I have no pain.
Really?
So everybody's different. It affects people differently. Where breast cancer affects, you feel a lump, and that's how you detect it.
Right.
So they don't even know how to. So there's no way to detect it and be proactive because you don't know you got it till you have it, and then once you have it, you got it.
It's kind of too late.
Wow, amazing. Well, maybe if we can bring more awareness and more money and more studies, and that they'll be able to come up with something that. Let's say you take a pill, and if you turn purple, well, then we know you have pancreatic cancer.
Right.
Interesting. All right. So the 16th, everybody needs to wear purple.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I take your picture, put it on social media, whatever it is, purple, anything, everywhere to bring awareness.
And Michelle's got her purple.
Yeah, because at Paris Auto Speedway, their T-shirts are purple.
Yeah. So you got your purple shirt on. All right. Well,
I'll be wearing my purple on the 16th from the walk that I did with Didi.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. All right. Well, kid, keep up the good work.
Should we get a report from the track there and find out from our cub reporter there, Didi, what is?
No, because I've got it taped.
You got it taped?
I've got it taped. Don't say nothing.
I want to know.
I don't want to
know. I can tell you that there is championship winners.
Okay.
No. He's actually.
The finals haven't been played yet.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, plus you're out of time anyway. All right, Didi. Thank you very much for calling in, and we'll definitely let's chat next week and put our heads together and see if we can come up with some more ideas.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
All right. Enjoy NHRA. I can't believe you found a quiet spot.
Me either.
Didi.
All right.